Look, here's the way I view advertising, 20th century advertising. Okay, does anybody know what this is?
Farmland.
Oh, well, that's farmland. But what is all this stuff up here? What is all this? Fog? No, this is actually not fog. This is pollen. Okay? Pollen. 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 Okay? Now, this to me is an absolutely insane reproductive strategy. What you do is you release you devote 20% of your energy to producing this stuff which you just spray out into the environment. Okay, what's your hit rate? Like 1 in 30 billion of these little pollen particles will ultimately land where you want it to land. Okay? All right, that is 20th century advertising. I put an ad for my car on the back of the New Yorker magazine, and I hope that of the millions of people that read this magazine, there might be one who says, oh, wow, I wouldn't have bought this car if I didn't see this ad on the back of the New Yorker magazine. Now I'm going to run out and buy the car. Okay? This is a crazy strategy. Right? Just spray the world with pollen and hope it lands in the right spot. So look, if you want to be smarter about your advertising, you need to think like these flowers. So what's their pollen distribution strategy? They don't spray this pollen all over the world. They try to get just the right pollinators to come and help them disperse this pollen. So they'll find a fly or a bee that will take it from one flower to the next. Boom, wow, what an amazing savings. Okay, and it leaves all sorts of energy for other things like making nice, beautiful flowers for us. Okay, this is even better. Okay, you design a flower in such a way that only a very, very narrow type of customer can go in and get access to this pollen. Okay, this is niche marketing. You know, nature's been doing niche marketing for years. Okay, so look, what's the takeaway here? In the world of business, there are 10 commandments, but they're all conflated down to one commandment. And that is, know thy customer. Right? And the more you know about your customer, the better the product and the service you can deliver. Okay? And the more successful your business will be. And the way in which you get to know your customer is through data. It used to be that content was king. Okay, now you know what the new slogan is. Data's king. Okay, and this is true for every industry, every industry. So, again, I won't talk about the operations side of things much here, but when I teach my strategy class, and I've been teaching a strategy class here at Haas for about 10 years or so, and I have seen some people here who were in that strategy class. And you know, one of the messages of that class was that every company is now a technology company, right? And that was sort of the slogan and the logo that I used when I first started teaching this class 10 years ago. And then about 5 or 6 years ago, I switched my slogan, and it became every company is a software company, okay? And then, you know, about 2 or 3 years ago, I switched the slogan, and I said, look, every company is a data company, right? Every company is in the business of collecting data and leveraging that data for competitive advantage. So let me just give you this last example, and I think it captures a lot of what's happening in industry now. So you guys all know about General Electric. Now what business are they in? What business are they in? Industrialists and engines that, and, you know, drill bits and MRIs. Okay, obviously you guys have not been paying attention for the last hour and 15 minutes, right? Because, right, what happened is Jeff Immelt, a couple of years ago, according to the legend, woke up and said, wow, like we write more software than every company in the world, but 9, we are a software company. Okay, now here's how that happened. So they used to be in the business of selling aircraft engines, right? And this is physical stuff. But they would bundle it with a service contract. And so they were responsible for maintaining the engines. So their biggest cost item was the maintenance of these engines. So they figured, well, how can we reduce the cost of maintenance? Half the time we send our people out, the engines are fine. Half the time we send our people out, and the engines are about to fall apart, and we wish we had gotten there earlier. So what can you do to optimize? This is a purely operations problem, right? Anybody who's in operations knows it's a pure operation problem. What should you do in order to make sure that the service people show up at the right time? Put sensors in. So put hundreds of sensors in the aircraft engine. And that allows you to optimize maintenance. Cuts millions and millions of dollars of expenses out. Now, if that was all they did, fine, great, fantastic, wonderful industrial company. And they would need a lot of software to optimize that sort of service schedule. But here's what was great and innovative about General Electric, is that the operations people are using all this data, right, to optimize the maintenance schedule. But the marketing people said, whoa, now that we have all this data, what can we do? Now we know how every single customer is using our product. We know whether they're flying high altitude or low altitude. We know whether they're flying short routes or long routes. We know whether or not, right, they're flying in humid or high humidity, low humidity. They're flying with lots of dust and desert. Whether they're flying through patches of pigeons, right, or seagulls like in JFK. Right? We know all this stuff. So what can we do? Stop selling engines and start selling thrust. Right? So now we can provide, right, a service instead of a product. Instead of a thing, we're providing a service. That service is thrust. We sell you the ability to get your plane off the ground. And now we can price according to usage. Okay? And we can actually send in a monthly bill saying, hey, you know what? If you fly to Dubai less and fly over here more, then we can charge you less. So we can help you optimize your routing schedule. We can help you optimize your fuel economy. We can help you optimize your fleet allocation, because we now have all this information. So people think of this as a manufacturing company. In fact, it's a service company. It's built around software and built around data acquisition. And this is the transformation that every single company is going through. Right? Some are going to succeed and some are going to fail. Okay? But if you don't have a data strategy in your business will fail. It's not enough to have data. Twitter has tons of data. Facebook has tons of data. Okay? But only one of them has a data strategy. And that's why one is succeeding and one is failing. So even in new age companies with lots of data, doesn't mean they always have a data strategy.